Good morning, depending on where you are. I guess if you're in the East Coast, good afternoon. Good morning to my West Coast people. Good night to my international people. I don't know. I don't know where we are. I can't. We've learned one thing. It's that it's impossible for me to figure out time zones. Who we got in here? Who we got? Homies up here. Limbs, Rodney, Borland, Peterman, Ryan B, Benjamin Smith in the house. Tea time back in the house. Topsy Kretz, GM, GA, Schnappa, New Schwammy. Patrick Coyne still living the dream from that Steph Curry poll. The Cumans here. Who else we got? Zach Srock, good to see you. Tea time again. Come on. Yeah, that's right. Shout out Arturo Torres, right? We got a little Arturo draws. Shoot your shot, baby. Shoot your shot. It's good to see everybody again. Lots of streams this week, guys. It feels like we're at 100 already this week. Listen, couple of things. The judge will be joining us shortly. Very excited to talk with him. If for whatever energy I may be lacking, I know he's going to bring it. I also just want to say, if you guys see a UPS come, I need you to let me know. All right. If you see UPS at the door, let me know in the chat. There's something I need to sign for that's supposed to be here before 2 p.m. Eastern. And if that happens while we're on stream, it happens while we're on stream. So the judge can either vamp, I can play a video, but I cannot miss it. Bandy ain't playing. Yeah, Bandy's ready. I just want to say, hey, thanks to everybody who joined last night. Okay, that was a lot of fun. We were able to have 4 OG team holders come on and rip some packs. That was exciting. Pulled a jaw, guys. We pulled a jaw, and it was just euphoric. It was euphoric. We're on cloud 9. Jay Blaze up in the streets. Good to see you. Yeah. He slept maybe like 12 hours last night. Bandy did not get up in the morning. He was just ready to sleep the whole time. And it was great. But yeah, excited to have the judge. He's going to be here shortly. I know he had an incredible Series 1 pack rip as well, and also has lots of thoughts on the packs themselves. So I'm excited to talk about that and just his journey. We'll share the link to his Twitch. I'm sure if you're here right now, you know who the judge is. You probably already subscribed to his Twitch or follow his Twitch. I think that's the word to use over there, right? You follow. So this is going to be good. I'm really excited about this. How did people make out with the Flash challenges last night, right? So the Flash challenge, what was the situation? I know Monty Morris was involved. Let me go check the announcement so I do this correctly. We had Johnny Collins, Monty Morris, Brad Beal, Tatum, Jared Allen, George Hill, Luka, Kenyon Martin Jr., and Zubats. Yeah, did you guys go after that? Full disclosure, I flipped both of my Monty Morrises. I flipped both of them. So $40 richer. $40 richer. Miles says, how many times did you rewatch it? I rewatched it once just because I wanted to see if there was we were going to be able to cut that into its own little video poll. Also, you know what? Borland had all the moments. Brandon sold some Collins dupes. Just had to buy George Hill for 6. That's not too bad. Yeah, this is exactly right. I also, while we wait for the judge, I want to share. Greg put together a little tweet. Greg's probably like, it's all of us, guys. It's all of us. But let's. I want to give Greg some love because these tweets were excellent. Okay, these tweets were excellent. It gives Kevin Rock and a roll some love as well. So let me show you this. All right, here we go. Can you see that? All right. Yeah. All right. So let's go. We scroll down to the, nope, that's just me. Here we go. Look at this. Where is the lie? He says, where is the lie? While everyone was trying to figure out what NFTs were, you had one song on repeat. Bang. Your top song of the year was the beat that plays when you're opening comment packs by NBA Top Shot. You played it a very reasonable 453,506 times, right? And then Greg follows it up because he's a gem. Top songs right here. Don't Report by Rock and Roll, Bacon, Rock, parentheses Dwayne. Big Ticket. I'd argue that Big Ticket is probably ahead of Dort Report, but maybe because Dort Report came out first, that's why. Then we got Luka Magic and Sawyer rounding out the top 5. Just incredible work. Incredible work by G Dunn himself. Yeah, we knew it was Greg. We all knew it was Greg. You're right. You're absolutely right. No one thought it was me. No one thought, yeah. Top 3. Congrats, Big Ticket. So yeah, shout out Greg for making that happen. All right, freshly dunkified, and I don't mean slam dunks. We're talking about The Judge runs on Duncan. Judge, welcome aboard. How you doing, man? Coffee and water.
I mean, I'm double fisting, Mike. I just woke up. I'm coming off an 8-hour stream yesterday. I feel awful, but you know what? I am so happy to be here. You have blacklisted me for months and months.
No.
Never letting me on the show. So I am so thankful you are finally letting me on. I love you, and I'm happy to be here.
Dude, I'm happy to finally do this as well. So for those that don't know, I went on the Judge's stream way back when. I think like right before it right before the playoffs, maybe in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And then it was funny. We went on this like aggressive thing where we booked like a handful of guests right away. And then it was exhausting. And I didn't book a guest for like 3 months after that. And somebody pointed that out recently. They're like, hey, you going to start doing guests again? And I was like, yeah, we should probably start doing guests again. But do you find that like, cause you're running a ship by yourself over there. It's like, It's a lot of DMing.
It's a lot of DMing. It's, and also like the space moves so fast. It's like time is so short. There's always things popping up, like little emergencies, and like the time and days get away from you. And yeah, it's like I get that, right? You wake up one day and it's like, oh yeah, I haven't had a guest in 4 months. Wow, it's like, yeah,
I know
crazy stuff happens. So that makes sense to me. But I also what Mike basically just said there. I had an A list of guests. The Judge wasn't good enough for the A list. Now I'm on the B list. The Judge comes in. But either way, I love it. I love big fan of the show. And when we had you on, it was one of my favorite shows. It was just so much fun. And obviously, I think one of the biggest things that I talk about about Top Shot, like you, is that we need more basketball people, right?
Yeah,
and like we're kind of two of the main people who just love hoops so much, and that's what brought us to Top Shot, right? That's the reason we're here. And that's, to me, that's what the product's all about, and that's why.
No, I'm totally with you. And actually, it's funny. Normally when we're doing a show, I have like a not a rundown, but just like a couple of bullet points. Be like, okay, we're gonna move through this. When knowing I was having you on today, I was like, whatever. We're just gonna shoot this shit. Like, I'm not worried about coming up with stuff to talk about with like two people that love basketball. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this.
And like I was thinking about it yesterday. I was like, because I was like after that, I did 8 hours, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is awful. I can't keep doing this. Like, this is the worst. I hate myself. And I thought about it, and I'm like, this is pretty cool. Like what other product can you just talk about for like 8 hours? And I do it like daily.
I know.
And you could talk about like the other NFTs, like, that I got a couple hanging up. Like I like the rest of the NFT space, but I can't talk about my lazy lion for like 8 hours. Like what am I gonna say? Right?
No, I'm totally with you. And I don't know if you find this, like I will say, like normally Thursday night into Friday, I start to feel it a little bit where I'm like, okay, this was a lot. But every Sunday night, I'm like jacked up for the next week. Like I'm ready to do it. But I guess it's like any job that you love. Like by the end of it, I'm like, okay, I need a day to not talk into a camera.
Right. And also, let me just say this. I don't know what StreamYard hates me, the program that you use. So I'm on my phone now. So if is my audio, everything working okay?
Yeah, no, the audio, like every once in a while your video gets glitchy, but for the most.
I'm on my stupid phone, but like I would not miss this, Mike. I made it happen somehow.
And for you to have the audio while also on your phone is pretty impressive. I don't think I'd be able to figure that out.
I mean, it's a miracle that it worked, but that's why I wanted to make sure. But yeah.
All right, this is the thing I was most excited to talk about.
Also, I am loving the mustache. I love everything about it. It is fantastic. You look great.
I think you are in the minority, I think, of the people that have been on board with it. So I think most, including the person who lives in this house with me, is ready for it to be gone. But we did like a little Movember campaign, and we raised enough money that I'm allowed to keep it for a little bit longer. So
that was awesome.
So I want to talk about your Series 1 thread too, because I thought that was an interesting talking point. And I haven't had a chance to catch up on your 8-hour stream yet, but you had MBL on last night, which I'm sure there were some like really good talking points in there. But first and foremost, dude, Giannis pull. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, thanks. I gotta say, like that, it was just a really cool experience. To have a chance at this S1 PAX, and like I genuinely hope. I know, like when I joined the platform, like you couldn't get an S1 pack, right? And when we first learned about trade tickets, I went on the show that night and I said I would sell my soul to get one of these packs.
Yeah.
This would be my only chance to get a LeBron debut. I didn't even think about Giannis back then, but and I genuinely hope that everyone gets a chance to open an S1 pack and gets to experience that. I know it's if I would have pulled a Gary Harris or Langston Galloway, would I be saying the same thing?
Right.
It's a fair question to ask,
well,
right?
And this is what I'll say though. So last night I was fortunate enough to secure a Series 1 pack, and there were 3 other members of our community who were psychotic enough to not open it right away and held it for tomorrow night. So we had 4 people open it.
Nice.
And there were 2 the first 2 were Rondos.
Yeah.
And that hurt a little bit. But I agree with the sentiment of like that feeling of like angst and excitement right before ripping it.
So just having the chance, right?
Yeah.
Because right now, let's face it, we get these 60K packs, and even the fresh threads, which I think is a disaster of a set. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Like, all those players suck, and like that's not a fun set for me. So
yeah,
like opening that S1 pack, it was just such a cool experience, and like that's why I really believe like all the OGs and early adopters, like I'm not trying to punish them when I say
no,
be allowed to get those S1 packs. They already got a chance to open millions. Like,
I wanted to let you set the stage for that. So tell us a little bit about like, because I know you had a great thread that people should check about like, and this was before you even ripped the pack, right? So this was before the pack happened. So give me like the rundown for your Series 1 pack thoughts.
Well, so first of all, it was a grind to get. Mm-hmm. If you got 350 trade tickets, you grind it.
There's a lot of Mo Wagners.
I mean, on Saturday night, I had 5 tabs open. I had one on my phone too, and I was spamming away for like 5 hours. To try to get all those tickets. Like it was a grind to get in that queue, right? But like I did it. A lot of people in your community, my community, all over the Top Shot community, like we did it because we wanted to experience and have a shot to get one of these epic moments that we could never get. We just couldn't afford, right? And by the time we got on the platform, they were way out of our range,
right?
And I look, and what led me to that thread, that thread, I think I saw Pranksy tweeting out about like what a grind to get these trinkets or just something about, and then I thought about, wait a minute, so Pranksy is going to be in this queue like me, like Elxo, who I like Elxo, I've had him on the show, like all these OGs who have like, and again, NBL, he has 32 LeBron Top Shot debuts. Like that's not a knock on him. That's a fact.
Did NBL do the tickets?
Well, no, he did. Actually, I didn't even ask, so we can get to that. I don't think he did though.
I don't think so either.
But some of the OGs did. And my response to that would be, guys, I think these if you got an S1 pack in the past, you should not be allowed to be in these queues. And I don't think that should be a controversial take. Look, most people ended up agreeing with me. Some people said, well, you can't punish them. Look, I would love to be punished with their accounts. I would love to have that kind of punishment. I think if by sitting out a few queues, right, to allow the rest of the user base, 99.9%, who have taken a bath these last 8, 9, 10 months, and all they've ever known on their Top Shot experience is their accounts sinking. I think to allow them the chance to open up these S1 packs and to get a taste to experience that and have a chance to get one of these epic moments that are dominated and controlled by so few people, I think that would be a great thing.
No,
like, I think that's what we should strive for.
I agree with a lot of that sentiment too, of like that it just builds morale, right? It builds morale. I find that I find it more not alarming is not the right word. Surprising that people who have been in it from the beginning were grinding out 350 tickets, because my initial thought process was that like I'm not too worried about it. I thought like the closest to whales were probably when you and I got in that were getting in. Like my account is a little in the green, not crazy green, but it's in the green. But I never had a shot at a Series 1 pack. And that was the thing all the other content creators when we started were talking about Series 1 pack. So like it felt like this grail opportunity to do it. But anybody before us, I kind of think that's psychotic. if you're, and that's why like I love NBL, but if I found out NBL was grinding 350 tickets, I'd be like, dude, come on, man. Like you're in the millions. You don't need to go get one more pack.
Yeah, but this is also what kind of set me off. And like, so what a lot of the OGs, early adopters were doing, they were saying, hey, I'll give you an S1 because again, what are these S1 debuts to me? I got them for $1.
Right.
Like I have millions of them. They're nothing. They come out of my pockets when I'm when I'm wrestling change.
Yeah.
So they basically were going, hey, I'll give you an S1 if you send me 50 trade tickets. If you send me 50, 60 Ks. So they didn't
it takes the workout.
Yeah. So they didn't grind like us, and that all goes to my whole point about look, they're just living in a different world than we are, and like I get it, like.
Yeah,
life's not fair. I get it. Like,
right.
And I'm not trying to come down on them. I just think we should try to do things on the platform because so many of us, the vast majority, have only known like me. My entire time on Chop Shot, all I've known is my account crashing.
Right.
And like, I just think there are a few minor things that we can do just to acknowledge that and to try to make the experience a little bit better for those people. Like it drives me a little bit crazy at this point when I hear people saying we can't punish those people.
Yeah.
I don't want to punish them.
No.
What I want to do is I want to reward the people who have been here getting killed for the last 8 to 10 months.
One of the things that I've been thinking about too is like weighted queues, and if because the question was posed last night. Hey, you landed on. I didn't even say this, but I hit a Ja Morant last night for my Series 1 pack. So
wait, you got a Ja?
I got a Ja. Yeah. So it was incredible. It was an incredible.
Oh my God.
And
dude, congratulations. Honestly, like I was debating last night. You know what I was? I'm an idiot. So when I'm in bed, I was thinking to myself, would I rather have had a Giannis or a Ja? And like that would have been to me that was like the second best pull. I mean, Steph Curry was in there too, but that's sensational, man.
It was really.
And you love Ja.
And I love Ja. I landed a Cat Top Shot debut, DeAndre Hunter debut, Nermeen Bielitsa, or Nemanja Bielitsa. I always call him Nermeen. And then Ja. Yeah, it was an incredible pack.
That's an awesome pack. Wow.
Oh, it was unbelievable. But the question was posed right after. They were like, "Hey, Mike, after this like pack experience, are you going to grind 350 tickets again?" And it's funny because I mean, clearly it was the grinding the tickets was not fun, but like that whole pack experience was exhilarating. And even if it was garbage, I knew it was going to be fun content. I also knew that feeling of like, holy shit. Like the first time you get a holo or a legendary or whatever, even like a rare pack, you're like, this could be it. But now I do think like, I think I would like to do it again, but I think I should. Yeah, but I think I actually think I should be required to sit one out. Or if I go after the next one, I feel like if you have already had 350 tickets, yours should count as like not 700 tickets, but you should have 2 ping pong balls for every 1 ping pong ball I have. Something like that. I don't know. That's just kind of where I land. And maybe that's too Brooklyn of me to be like Bohemia, like trying to make sure everybody's happy.
Yeah, but no, like I'm totally with you. Like it would pain me like to have to sit one out. But like, look, I just think I've seen it. I've seen the frustration of so many people. So I'm all for anyone that we can allow to have that experience. I think we should try to do what we can to make that happen, right?
Yeah.
So like it was just like I'm just glad that you got to experience it because
what was so cool about last night is there's 4 of us that opened it, and the other 3 members were people who were at Team Hold like pretty much from the beginning, and like the same experience where it's like we've all talked about Series 1, and then to have an opportunity like that. It's great. It's great.
Also, like it did also make me re-examine what was so great about PAX.
Yeah.
Right. And this is what me and NBL got into a lot about. Like he's adamant that these S3 packs, they need to be worthless, useless. The worst things on earth. Let's make them that no one ever wants them. And I just think that again, packs should not be a positive EV. Money. Big money makers for everyone. But the pack opening experience. To me, they've killed it. Like in these S3 packs.
I mean, and everybody that was getting those S3 packs, and I shouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people were like, "Oh, this is an easy way to collect 15 tickets," or you know what I mean? And But you're right. The excitement of like, because really you're just hoping to hit something low, or
Right.
I don't know. Like I got a 60K Anthony Davis, and I was like, okay, I'll use this in moment ranks, or I'll use this for whatever. I saw Rad Dad posted a question. I thought this was interesting too, and I'd be curious of your thoughts on this. He said, "Why wouldn't Top Shot guarantee a pack for everyone in the drop? Now people sitting on 350 tickets have to battle the same people again." I totally agree with this, right? Like if you were, because what was their concern that like 25,000 people were going to get 350 tickets, like, or they were nervous that the market was gonna come to, but if you do 500 packs or 1,100 packs, that's not gonna grossly affect the Series 1 market, you know?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think this is part of the issues that we've had with Top Shot, at least that I've had with Top Shot. I think a lot of what they're doing, they don't really know. Like they're a lot of the decision making. I think it's fair to question at this point.
Yeah.
And this is why I am a lot more frustrated now on the platform than I was the first time that we crashed months and months ago, which I thought that was a market correction that had to happen.
Yeah, that had to happen. That one made sense.
I think I think that we're crashing a lot of it directly related to Top Shot decision making, and that's what has me a little not. I mean, I'm not overly concerned, but just more frustrated.
Yeah, I think I go back and forth. And this is going to get us into another topic, which I'm excited to talk about, which I'm not including you in when we get there. I'll give the qualifiers. But
okay.
My thing with Top Shot right now is that I was frustrated with like the kickoff of the season. Kickoff was the wrong tip off. There we go, tip off. Maybe it's because I was president Summer League, which was incredible, and to witness that personally, and then also like financially to see what was happening in the marketplace, it was very exciting. I think it got everybody a little bit pumped up, and then we're like, wow, if this happened in Summer League, what could happen next? And then they announced the go to Milwaukee for the games. It was very exciting. And then I think it was just kind of like there was just not enough excitement that came around it. And you know what, that kid, I'm going to put some blame on Top Shot for that. I also like, maybe we hyped it up too. Like we created this idea of what it was going to be, and Top Shot's like, yeah, we're not there yet. And then to like piggyback off of that, and also, you know, find me for saying piggyback, because that's something I hate. I'm just like immediately got brought back to like an office setting. We're like, I'd actually like to piggyback off what David just said. And I piggybacked myself. I think that like we keep going back and forth where it's like we need more users. There's too many packs. There's not enough scarcity, but then not everyone's getting a. Do you know what? Like, there's this weird mixed messaging, not from Top Shot, well, also from Top Shot, but from us as users, where we want everything to be worth a lot. We want to have an equal opportunity at every single thing, but like our wants are contradicting themselves a little bit, and I think Top Shot is trying to do what they can to not do what happened in February, right? You don't want your first user experience to be a $48 Robin Lopez, right? Like you want, so they are flooding it with moments, I think, in preparation for new users. Now, if those new users don't come, that sucks real bad. But that kind of is where my head's at with that. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, to piggyback off what you're saying, let me just first off, the bailiff, my dog, he wants a ball. It's under a couch.
Dude, go for it.
I got to get this.
Get bailiff. Get bailiff.
He's gonna start losing his mind. Hold on.
No, this is good. I'm glad he's getting bailiff, because in a few minutes, UPS might be here and I got to do the same thing. Kevin says the self piggyback is alpha behavior. Incredible. Top Shot. No more packs till we're out of beta. Okay. All right.
Wow. Okay. We're back now. You raised some good, valid points. Like I would just, so like when it comes to packs, though, you say everyone's wanting packs, right? I think we want packs, but like, do you want packs of garbage? Like I don't, and like the pack experience, Top Shot, they kept saying this is what brings the new users in. This is what's going to do it.
Right.
Packs, the opening experience, that's the greatest thing that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in my opinion, they killed it. If you bring a new user on and they open packs like I've been getting, and I'm sure that you've been getting, everyone's been getting, and they get 3 speeds, like I got in one of my packs.
Yeah, three Svies.
That's one of the only players I can't pronounce his last name, but the guy from Detroit, right?
It's gonna be a new band name.
He's on Toronto now. What time?
He's on Toronto now. The new band name, the Three Svies.
Yeah. So I opened 11 fresh direct packs yesterday, whatever that was. Every pack sucked. So how great is it going to be when you're bringing in new users and they're getting packs with and also these 60K packs, they mostly have garbage players, and the fresh threads, that was garbage players.
Right now. So for right now, I say this. I think as there's like a couple of things you want in each pack. But for the most part, I agree with you. I agree with you that. But I actually think that's the goal, right? I think the goal is for the common ones not to be like so sought after, but it like pumps us up when we get like a rare pack drop, a legendary pack drop. Like that's where where the energy comes.
Right. But I get it. I get that's the goal.
Yeah.
But my point is this, like, to get to that goal, you could kill the platform before we get there.
No, totally. I agree with that.
Like we're not, like, in my opinion, we don't have the users yet to make the packs were useless, meaningless, and worthless. We're not there yet. And like Top Shot to me is folks like they keep focusing about what with the getting new users, which again, if you look at all the data, they're not coming.
They're not happening
right now.
Yeah.
And they keep why not focus a little bit more on the current user base who's been getting killed? Like,
so let me so I've got two things. One, I do think they're going to do something like that eventually. Now that might just be pie in the sky shit, but we saw a little blip of it with some airdrops. I feel like something else is coming, and that maybe again that's me putting too much trust. But what I wanted to ask you, what should they do then? What do you think? Besides like guaranteeing everyone a Series 1 pack, because I don't think they can do that. But like, what would your like suggestion be?
Yeah, so like it's hard, but like I think some of what they can do is pretty easy. Mm-hmm. Stop making mistakes like a first grader would make.
Yeah.
Start making good decisions. Start being transparent with us. Treat us like adults. Don't be so secretive.
Yeah.
If you promise us a rake back, give us the rake back. And if you don't want to give it to us, that's okay too. Tell us, no rake back, but this is why. I think, again, you're always gonna have people who are gonna whine and complain. But if you're just honest with us a little bit and tell us a little bit about the reasoning, we'll be okay. But if you string us along, if you don't tell us anything, if you treat us like children, if you keep making sloppy mistakes with a multi-billion-dollar company, you don't know Mikkel versus Miles Bridges. Like you keep screwing up on challenges. We start questioning some of the decision making. You give us packs that are worthless. You give us a market that's crashing for 8 to 10 months. And you keep adding all these things on top of each other. Suddenly, now we're losing people on the platform that we want. Like my community is now starting to leave. And I have basketball people here.
Right.
And these are the people that we want. And so what I would say, focus on the platform, making the platform more exciting. Like the flash challenges, I think these are great.
Excellent.
Finally, we're getting what's happening on the basketball court translating over more to the marketplace.
I
think we got to start focusing a lot more on the fact it's a basketball product, and doing little things like the flash challenges is great. Why did that take so long to do? I don't know.
Well, and I want to share, Deep Thread had a good comment too, because I think this relates to this. He said, we can create an economy where you have to participate in the marketplace continuously to get access to plus EV packs. Beautiful. Right? Like finding other ways for us to engage in the platform is like the way we need to do it. I think that brings excitement, because then sure, of course we all want to be making money, right? We all want to be making money. But if you invest in Bitcoin and Bitcoin starts going down, I don't think you no longer participate in Bitcoin Twitter. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a community involved in that. And I think, and not that it's a one-to-one, but the idea of like, it might be down right now, but we're all still like participating in the same thing. And we're like engaged in the platform. And I think that's like right now, there's not a ton. They're getting better at it, but there's not a ton of reasons for us to be on the website, especially when you have websites like Own the Moment and Live Token and Evaluate.market and all these other moment ranks like that provide that engagement. The other thing I wanted to say too, because I know you were needling Top Shot a little bit. The communication stuff, I agree with you 100% on, and mainly for the fact, like if you worked in any company, right? And I know it's not any company, but if you're like, there's your boss pulls you into the office, he's like, hey, I noticed you went on Twitter today and just started like firing out some alpha. What's going on? Like, you can't do that. Right? There's one pulpit, there's one mouth that's like spreading out the information. And when you have all these different AMAs, and I get the idea behind it, and honestly, responding to us being like, we need more communication, we need more transparency. Where's Jacob? Where's Alan? And I get it. But when you have that many people sharing different bits of information, sometimes they share something they're not supposed to, sometimes they share something that's inaccurate, and then we have to have another Bing come out to be like, this is wrong. And I think, and honestly, like the easiest fix is to have one hose where information's coming out, not like a spigot with all this different information coming out, you know?
Right. And I get it, right? I get the fact that Jacob had office hours, and people got upset because he either said too little or said too much. And
right.
Then, right. So it was a tough, it's a tough balancing act. But to that, I say, you're a multi-billion-dollar company. You have a platform that is filled with so many passionate, caring people who are dying to know anything. And you, what they've chosen is to shut us out completely, right, and to basically tell us nothing. Right. And now they're changing that a little bit, right, recently. Yeah. But to basically give us nothing, let us know nothing about what's going on behind the scenes, and none of your decision making. One of the main reasons why that was the worst thing they ever could have done. What does that do? Instead of them creating the narrative, who gets to create the narrative?
Us bozos.
Right. And not us.
Yeah.
Twitter trolls.
Yeah.
People who know nothing about the product, people who just want to FUD and be negative, and you know, and like that. It's, to me, that was just a awful decision by them to have let other people create that narrative for them. Mm-hmm. It just again, it increased all kinds of toxicity and made things worse for them. When if we could have had Roham or whoever wants to be that voice coming out and telling, and we're not asking for much, Mike. We just want a little bit, like, you know. Like,
yeah, they're getting better, right? Like they've been sharing stuff either once a week or a couple times a week. That's like just an image, right? That's like, here's what's coming up today. Here's what's coming up this week. And it's such simple things like that, that all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, we got a flash challenge on Wednesday. We have a WNBA challenge on Tuesday. We have a pack drop on Monday. Like all of that information. And then especially if you're thinking about the international folk who are waking up at like 4 a.m. to get in line for an $18 pack or whatever it is. Now at least they're not finding that out the day before, right? They're like, oh, this is the weekly content of Top Shot, instead of getting like weird info dumps on like a Friday, or it's like, come on.
Yeah. I mean, instead of having to literally wait for you, but, you know, have all your monitors open and wait for a Top Shot tweet, right? Or announcement.
Right.
And again, so like, I'm with you. They do seem to be getting better at that.
Yeah. Also, breaking news: Stan Love said something positive about Top Shot, and that is concerning to me because Stan is usually, I can count on Stan to come in here and be angry. Look at Stan right here. The calendars. Look at. I'm going to screenshot this and I'm going to tweet it out and say Tyler Durden Heat is a fan of Top Shot right now. Also, breaking news: we've got some naked HD online strips without clothing. Again, I have to bring this up every time you come into the chat. What is stripping with clothing? I don't think you need to add that in there. I think stripping lets me know that clothing's not going to be there. Welcome, Judge. Welcome to what happens when we go for more than 30 minutes.
What do you mean? Dude, this is what I love. This is the part. This is the honesty. This is the content I'm here for. I mean, honestly, hold on. The Baylor needs the ball again. You can see my life is dictated by this dog.
My dog, on the other hand, hasn't moved.
Yeah, your dog. I love your dog right now.
Oh, my goodness. This is great. Yeah. All right. Lots of emojis. No eggplant emoji again, though. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, like, so wait. So for you, it starts going off the rails a little bit after 30 minutes? Is that
usually, usually after 30 minutes. That's kind of
usually
when.
Like last night, I think it was once it hits past a certain like hour at the night, I can sense like a change that will occur in my kind of chat, and and then I kind of know we can go a little bit longer, but if we go too long, it's gonna be
it gets really it's gonna be your last stream ever.
Yeah. I think at one point last night I took off my socks and I almost showed my my fungus toenails. So yeah.
Oh God, yeah, they could pay extra for that.
Yeah. No.
So one other thing I want to talk about, like kind of in this same vein, and this is more just like dunking on the Top Shot Twitter in general, not NBA Top Shot, but like the Top Shot fan on Twitter. Yeah. One of my biggest frustrations I've had so far is like everybody fudding, but only for ideas that only directly benefit themselves.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we're rarely seeing people, and that's why your thread the other day on the Series 1 packs, I didn't felt like it did not qualify for that. Like, you genuinely were thinking about the other people. But I like, my biggest frustration is like, they got to do this. No, they got to do this. And it's like, only because that will directly impact your account. And
Right.
I've just been, and I don't know, again, this is maybe a me needing to go to therapy thing. I've been like losing my mind on this on Twitter. And it's like a couple of people, like, not just like random, Gary HKK 9 time, like whatever. It's not that, right? It's like influential people in the space just kind of like firing off these backhanded tweets. And I was just like, what are you doing? Like, you don't have to do this,
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting. I think and I'm thinking about this a lot recently. Like, I honestly, I think that this whole NFT space has made a lot of us crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, because you think about what the rest of the NFT non-Top Shot space is,
Mhm.
right? And how fast it moves, and how you think like you can make such a massive amount of money so quickly, and there's just constant, it's what's minting now. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going for this, I'm flipping it, I'm on to the next one, and like, you have such opportunities to make big money with almost every day. Now,
Yeah.
again, that kind of market's also been not great lately, right? With
Yeah.
ETH soaring, but
Right.
I think a lot of our sensibilities have been warped.
Right.
And also, though, I think a lot of the people that are on this space and on Top Shot still right now, unfortunately, come from the rest of the NFT space, right? Where they're used to a different type of product.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of one of the fundamental problems that we have on the Top Shot site.
Mm-hmm.
We have the wrong user base still, right? Like, your community, my community, we need more of those people. Right? We need more people again, because like what we should be talking about more on Twitter. Can you believe last night Jonas Valanciunas was 7 for 7 from 3-point range?
I know.
I gotta buy a Jonas. I mean, like, unbelievable. Like we don't get any of that.
Well, I will say, you know what I'm seeing? Like, if we compare now, Twitter now in the Top Shot world compared to like when we started in like February, March, whatever, I will say I'm seeing way more of that now, where like, and maybe it's because of flash challenges, like who knows why, but seeing that kind of interaction with not the platform, but also with the games that are happening, I think is huge. I will say, Real Rad Dad said in our Discord today, I want to pull it up, but I'm not going to find it. He basically was like, I agree. Like, yes, we need more NBA fans in here, but is Denny, the avid Mavs fan, going to spend like 3 ETH on something, or is that going to be like an NFT crypto bro? And I was like, you know what? That is a great point. Like, but I do think like the overall health of the market on like the floor stuff and the lower stuff is going to be greatly impacted by more NBA fans being there. And I mean, that is how the user base grows,
Yeah, but I would just counter with that by saying, yeah, the average NBA fan is not going to be, joining the site, and spend 5 ETH on a, whatever, it's a LeBron Rare, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't take many. Like, all you need are a few,
right,
to be able to want those moments.
To swing that,
you're telling me that a big time Indiana fan isn't going to want a legendary Sabonis after his 25, 10, and 25 rebound game a couple days ago?
That was incredible.
Like, this is what I mean. Like, once we start getting real fans of that user base, we don't need a ton to go after those high end moments. We just need a few, right?
Yeah.
That like some diehard fans. But again, like the average fans, they're going to be going after, the lower end moments, which is still, that's great. That's
still
fun.
Again, it's more people engaging with the platform.
Yes.
It's more people engaging with the platform. And I think that's what we need. Jason said, I think a lot of crypto people can be turned into NBA fans and not so much the other way. I go back and forth on this because this was going to be my next point. I actually think that as crypto like crypto.com stadium, but as that or arena, excuse me, continues to be more normalized, I do think we'll see more people.
I mean, I find that comment interesting to me. Like, it's one I've thought about a lot, and I've heard that a lot. Like, I had a friend didn't know anything about basketball, and now they got a Top Shot account, and now they watch one game a month and they love it. And I'm like, all right, sir, I don't, I think, and I started asking a lot of people who I know we're not big basketball fans, but we're got in the Top Shot space. And I think that's what's the phrase? The exception, not the rule.
Yeah.
So I think, look, I think it's great if we can bring crypto people over and they become fans, but I think that's not going to be the vast majority of them. I think, again, their mentality is flip, flip,
right,
flip,
right,
flip, and again, this is another point that I want to bring up with you and get your thoughts.
Yeah.
Like, look, I love Top Shot, man.
Yeah.
I just want to succeed, and I think so. I looked when they gave us packs, right, to give away for Thanksgiving, which was great.
Yeah.
Right. It was great that we could give our communities packs. I love it. Right. But then I went and looked who they gave packs to. And the vast majority had nothing to do with basketball. Right.
Yeah.
And again, it just goes to show, like, I don't know, is Top Shot, if they're going to keep bringing in people who are not interested in basketball and in the product itself, is that a good thing? I get nervous about this, right? Because if we keep bringing in the wrong users, like having the Flowverse,
right,
that was insane. And also, that's not the user base that, in my opinion, we should want on Top Shot. So I get it. It's a lot of people. We get a lot of new people coming in. But I think it's important to go after the right kind of people who actually want to collect. And I get nervous that is Top Shot really doing going the best route to help the platform long term.
Yeah,
to me, it is short-sighted to give certain people 50 to 100 packs who we know their whole entire followers and their user base don't know anything about basketball.
Yeah, so I go back and forth. I do.
It's a tough question.
Well, so this is what I'll say. I actually don't think I follow the people you're referencing right now, but I know who you're referencing. Because I saw, like you gave some out, I gave some out. I saw the Top Shot Hot Boys gave some out. And so, like, seeing the No Dunks guys give some things out got me excited because I'm like, I would love to think of myself as a staple in this community. But if you get the guys from No Dunks giving stuff away, like, yes, hell yes. That's what we're looking for, right? Like,
well, that's what I mean. Let's focus more on that, right?
Yeah. Because if you want to pick like someone in the space that's also in the NBA space, like those guys have insane reach, right? And so it's so cool. And they're doing it not because they're getting like paid to do it. They like love it, right? And so that to me, yes, I'm totally with you there. Like, love to see some stuff on like Bleacher Report or maybe like the Mismatch guys, Kevin O'Connor and Verno do something, right? Like that stuff would be obviously like the right way to go. I go back and forth with the flipping thing because I went on a rant about this a long time ago, but everybody gets so mad about the undercutting stuff. And what I keep saying is like, that only matters if you're selling, right? I know you get doggy issues, baby. Doggy issues.
This damn dog. I mean, unbelievable.
I know. Stan just says, I like Quavo. Look at Stan, just like throwing in, positive stuff today. I don't know. Whatever Stan smoked this morning, share it, baby. Share it.
I think all of Top Shot needs that. Like,
I know, right?
Whatever you're smoking, give it to
me. Stan's a Judge Diehard too. He's over there. I don't know if he's got a different Twitch name, but I know he's over there. But yeah, so like I understand the frustration of looking at your account valuation and seeing it going down. And this is probably more to do with like the whales versus the people who come in and flip right away. But like if our frustration is that too many, this is definitely a different topic now. I'm sorry, I'll go back to the other one. But if our frustration is that too many whales have too many of the supply, then we also can't be mad that they're undercutting and spreading it around, right? Because ultimately that's what needs to happen. And you're only upset is if you're also trying to sell it, right? Because it doesn't matter if it goes down and then comes back up unless you're actively trying to sell it yourself. And then you're mad you're getting less of a return than what you wanted to get from it. And I understand it's different because they have more of them than you do. And it's coming down, but like we can't have we need that to happen for it to be spread out, right? Like that is how we fix the initial problem.
Right. Like, and I think flipping is an interesting one, and like an undercutting and that whole kind of concept phenomenon. Like that's not one that I am overly concerned with. The reason why I get nervous though about so few people controlling the market share is that, look, if any of them wake up and say they're having a bad day, they get
Yeah.
constipated. Their wife yells at them. Their wife wants or they're they need another house. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Just any look. They should be able to sell when they want, right?
Yeah.
That's up to them. Like they
Yeah.
like that. Like, who am I? I'm not telling. They can
Right,
do what they
right.
want, right? And like in the past, I've heard people tell me, well, this person loves basketball. They're never selling. Well, I'm not going to call this person out. Actually, I will because like I'm not afraid to do that. But and also like I like this person.
Yeah.
It's a basketball fan. Like I like Library. Right?
Yeah.
Library was one of those people who was never going to sell. Right. Well, suddenly he was fire selling everything.
Yeah.
And this is and also he has every right to do this.
Absolutely.
Like, he has every right to sell. But the problem is when you own that many like moments and control the market share on all, like that has a fundamental, like there's a reaction.
Sure.
Right? And the reaction was, one, everyone knows who he is and they see that and they start freaking out. And it just adds to a little bit of panic. And then what he bought so cheap. So what he was doing, like the Luka fair market value, like Luka debut was 3,500 when he first started selling that. He put his at 2,500.
Yep.
Well, suddenly now you're undercutting from 3,500 to 2,500, and now you're seeing a problem.
Right.
So that's my fear. They can sell at any. They bought it so cheap, they can really sell at any price, and we can't.
Right. But so if we step back like go big, not big brain, but like bird's eye view of that, we are the idiots, not Library. Right? Because
right. I'm not saying an idiot at all. I'd be selling too probably.
Yeah.
Well,
no. I know you're calling Library an idiot. I didn't mean it like that, but I meant like we can visibly see what he's doing. Right. So just let it get purchased, and then you know what I mean? Like just fucking wait a second. Like
yeah. Well, I think this goes to the point of our mindsets have all been warped by the NFT space, and right, like we're now like just conditioned to freak out when we see the undercutting and all this stuff happening. But I'm with you. Like fundamentally, I think it's not a bad thing because now if the moments are going down, more people from our communities can have a chance to buy some of these moments.
Exactly.
And that's the only way I got a Zion debut.
Right. Same.
That's the only way. So and that's again this time when we're crashing right now. Like I now hopefully will have a chance again to get a few more, maybe like a Ja, like you got, like again, because this is the only way that we can get those moments. People who are not, super wealthy, and so it's fundamentally, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah,
but I think what the reason why it can get a little, I understand the frustration is because if you just keep beating someone over the head for 8, 9, 10, 11 months in a row of this happening, at some point, it's tough to take.
Right? No, totally.
I continually wake up and see your account being bled day after day after day.
Which and like I never want my criticism to be on like that you shouldn't be bummed out that your account valuation's down. Like I never want to be like, come on guys, suck it up. Like that's not what it is. But it's more of there's something about this NFT space, and you know what? No, it's unfair to just say it's the NFT space. I think it's just like
is it?
No, because there's this like, in the comedy space, I see it. I'm in the workspace. This like entitlement of like only like we can only win, right? Like I deserve to win. I can only win. Like guys, sometimes it's not going to go that way. Like sometimes everything you want and dream of is not going to happen. And you're going to have to find different avenues to make things work. Right. And like, we've all done it. We've all taken L's on things, and like you grow from the L and you find different ways to get W's. But it's for some reason in here, instead of like accepting an L, we have to tag Alan or we have to tag Jacob a million times. And it's like, hey, maybe don't buy that moment then if you can't handle that. And I know, again, I don't want to, I looked at a bunch of my Series 1 stuff today that was up. It was up like 150% at one point, is now down. And like, that sucks. I hate it, but I'm also not selling it. So it just sucks right now, But
and again, like the thing that I try to do a lot though is, like I don't like my account. I'm like you. I don't sell. So like if I look, I really don't even look at it. If it's going up or down. I know it's down right now after from what it was and whatever.
Yeah.
It's not great, but it doesn't
right
really. But I also am cognizant of the people in my community and who have only taken L's,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's not like they're taking one L.
No, totally.
All they've ever known on the platform is L's.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what they do, is an L. And those are the people that I do understand the frustration, right? And I do understand when Roham leads off his AMA.
Yeah.
And this is all we've waited for, is finally Roham's going to speak to us. And he leads it off. Question 1. What I want to do for the platform, I want to reward those legendary set collectors and airdrop them and make them more rich.
I know.
What?
I know.
You're leading off your call by talking to like 20 effing people.
I know.
And you want, your goal in life is to make them richer? Like,
I know.
are you fucking kidding me? Like, like that's the kind of stuff where I get it, right? I get the people who have taken a bath for 10 months straight. I understand why they're not asking for W's all the time.
No.
One W.
No,
so
that was tough. I get. Also, people are saying Mike the packager's there. That was actually because I'm waiting for a UPS package that I need to sign. That was the mail. So that was the mail. Okay. Don't worry, everybody. Everyone's letting me know. No, I totally agree. That felt pretty tone deaf. I don't think that they shouldn't have rewarded them, but that can't be A, what you lead off with,
right.
B, the only people you reward. And so that's why I was glad they made some adjustments with the fresh threads where, like, if you held the common WNBA set, you got one. If you held, but like, I was surprised, you know, like Hustle and Show, I don't think grabbed anything. Like the common set, like the common way to collect these things weren't rewarded in a way. I totally agree. That was tone deaf. I also I think there's this weird, and I brought this up before, but I think we're treating Roham like a guru a little bit, in a way that's a little like, I feel like we might see a Netflix documentary on this in a couple of years, where it's like, oh, master is speaking. Everybody take hushed tones and take a sip from your juice. Like, everybody chill out, guys, chill out. Like the fact that an AMA coming on a Saturday morning, like everyone cleared their schedule and we're like, today's the day master speaks and saves us. It's like, all right, we're gonna pump the brakes. I totally agree though. I thought that was. I thought the intent was good. I think, like, if this was a regularly scheduled thing, like it's going to be, I don't think there would have been so much hype around it. But because we didn't hear from anybody for like 6 months, of course, we're like, save us, give us flow tokens, which I really do hope they give us flow tokens. But yeah, I totally agree with you though, man. That was tone deaf. There was a way to be like, hey, if you joined in February and have just gotten slapped in the face for month after month, here's like 3 fresh thread airdrops or whatever. I don't know, because clearly they didn't need to put all of those on the marketplace, since we were able to line up and get 5 or 6, which they've all shown to be plus EV so far, which is fun. But yeah, I'm totally with you, man. That was wildly tone deaf. I agree with you.
Yeah, and it's just and again, like it just goes into, for the first time, I find myself questioning Top Shot decision making. Look, they actually prepared what the questions were going to be. So they had a meeting. Question 1: let's lead off by rewarding 20 people who already made millions. Like, and that's, to me, that's tone deaf.
I know.
It's not, and it's telling me that they wow.
Yeah.
Like,
which again, like I think they should have been rewarded. I just think
I do too.
It's just like they have to be rewarded as well as, you know what I mean? Like not just rewarded. Yeah, I agree. Right. That was tough. That was a tough look. Well, so like I know we said this earlier. Are there, because as we're hitting the hour mark, are there any things that you're like hopeful for, that they like reasonable things that they, like tweaks that they can make that we hopefully see in the next like few months?
Well, yeah, I mean, like I think it's gonna. I still think it's gonna be an unbelievable series.
Yeah.
Like I mean, we still haven't got any rare legendary drops yet, so like those are coming.
The Christmas Day stuff, I'm so excited about.
Right? Yeah, and I think look, Roham already meant, like, we know that they like to under promise, over deliver. So like, you know,
would like to start seeing that.
I do think that having the kiosks at Summer League and having that great experience.
Mm-hmm.
That did end up backfiring, because we like you said, we all expected that right away for S3. And the fact that it hasn't happened doesn't mean that's not going to happen.
Right.
So like that's all gonna come. Like it just hasn't yet, right? And I think Roham mentioned All-Star Weekend is probably gonna happen. Insane things are happening All-Star Weekend. So like all of that stuff's gonna come. I think, and this is what me and MBL talked about last night. We're just gonna have to be a little bit more patient. And I know in this space, patience.
It's hard.
it's hard.
It's
right?
hard.
So
And I like, it's easy to be patient, I think, if you've sunk in the amount that we've sunk in, both like time and money. But if you're a new user, you're like, well, I can go do this somewhere else. I can go do this somewhere else at a faster pace. And I think that's probably why we're not seeing new people.
Well, also, this is part of the problem that me and MBL talked about. He was like, you got to be patient. And I was like, well, you know, and I think it's different where, again, if you're an early adopter and you have, you know, millions,
right?
It's easy to say that. Whereas for like our communities who have basically all we've ever known is getting killed, my fear is that they'll go somewhere else. Right. So what we have to focus on as a community is what we can do in the meantime to still make the site exciting, to get people engaged. And again, flash challenge is a really good start. There's a lot of things that we can still do to make this site exciting, right? And like, you know, and I think Top Shot's going to do all the things that we still thought they're going to do, adding utility to team sets and, you know, all this stuff's going to come. But I still think, like, today, if you ask me, give a speech, Judge, and tell people why they should go on the Top Shot market right now, buy and be excited. That would be a tough speech.
No,
right?
I mean, I'm not buying anything right now. I mean,
this is like the first time in my Top Shot career I'm not buying.
No. This actually reminds me of when the playoffs were happening, right? Everybody expected this playoff bump and it didn't happen. And then what ended up happening though, like stuff got so low, right after the playoffs ended, where everyone thought that's when it was going to bottom out, ended up shooting up, right?
Yep.
And I think there is opportunities here. And I'm not saying sell what you have, but like if you have dapper to stack, I think now's the time to do it, because there are going to be opportunities to get stuff. Because the same way that I felt back during the playoffs, I still believe in the product long term, and I still think it's going to be fine. But I was like, I'm not going to buy yet. And like, I would start making your wish list. Start like finding things like what did I never think that I was going to get that's now in range. And then I would, like, if you want to engage with the platform every day, just check the price every day. And if it gets into a spot that you're comfortable with, I'm not saying buy yet, but now you got to really monitor, right? Because if it goes down a little bit more, awesome. But if you see it start to take off, grab it before it's gone. Because that's exactly what happened with a lot of those Series 1 debut moments. Like they just went nuts right after the season ended. But I think that's like that would be my positive way to engage with the platform. It's either stack $2 tickets if you're trying to get a Series 1 pack. It would be, because my whole Series 3 plan has been in this order. I think it's like legendary, rare, rookies, tickets. Like I'm not really messing with anything else. Like I'm not trying to, collect those. But
But so like think about it. Right now, we don't have legendaries. We don't have rares.
Right.
The rookies are too expensive for me and for most of us. And
only like a quarter of the percentage out too.
Right. So where does that leave people? What can they do? And I think this is where it does fall on us as content creators, right? That we have to come together and try to find ways to keep everyone engaged. Because if Top Shot's going to do it, if Top Shot's not going to help us out in this way, it's up to us. And it's not easy, right? And I think this is why it's important. If there's a lot of content creators still that if you're not into basketball,
what do you go talk about something else? I think
the beauty still of this product at its fundamental core, it's still great because last night we had epic games.
I know.
So and that's why we'll always have things to talk about.
Right.
And if we could just start focusing more on that. I think, but it's a hard thing to do when we're all conditioned.
I know.
To be able to want these massive ROIs and these massive gains, and getting training our minds to realize that's not what the site's about. And also the user base isn't there yet. That's where we're having a problem right now, right?
Yeah.
Like everyone wants now. It's not. That's not what's going to happen here. So we need to figure out a way to have a different mindset to go back to enjoying the core, the fundamental core of the product, which got me excited originally, got you excited, got our community excited. Going on the site, watching an epic, the LeBron James no-look 3, right? And just falling in love with the moments themselves. And I think that's...
I want to share Deep Threat's comment right here. He said, but why are new people going to get excited about their portfolios that have 10 moments worth $20? That's also true, right? Like it's hard to... it's hard. That is hard. So like there needs to be, yeah, it's tough. It is.
Yeah. This is why there's no easy answer right now,
Mhm.
right? It's kind of like we're in this waiting period. Um, but in the meantime, it's still a great product.
Yeah.
It's still like the best basketball moments from the last couple of years, and I think there's still a lot of great things to look forward to, but it's not easy. But I think like having these types of conversations are good,
Yeah.
and I think the fact that we still have, I think the most passionate user base that loves the product so much.
Yeah. I mean,
And
that's
like,
what's been so fun. That's what's been so fun. Like, if it wasn't for, the Discord, or like in your community as well, like engaging with it. I mean, that's what's made the Flash challenges so
right,
fun too. And like, again, if you want a day-to-day way to participate in the platform, that's the way to do it, right? Because
right,
like there's people speculating like, okay, if they do rebounds, here are the 5 guys you need to
yeah,
target, and this guy only has a 15K moment, so that's
right,
going to go from $8 to $40, and like that, like if you're willing to take some risks, that's a lot of fun, right? You're spending
right.
like $10-12 to potentially like 5x, and then you're prepared for the next challenge or the next Flash
Yeah.
challenge. So
And again, I don't know about you, but like my Discord, that like it's been so much more active when the
yeah,
Flash challenges are
absolutely,
right. It's like
absolutely.
oh my God, you see no, not Monte Morris. He only has 2 moments.
I
Right?
know.
Like that kind of stuff. It's just
Yeah.
like and BL is not a fan of that because he doesn't like seeing like the artificial pumps. But like, hey, if we have
It's
to have a
all
little
an
bit of
artificial pump.
pumps,
It's all artificial, right? Like, I mean, it's
well,
it's we see Harry Giles worth like
right,
$600. We see the
right,
Wolf Pack coming together and making an Amadou Diallo, a
yeah,
7th man on the worst team in basketball, being worth
yeah,
like 2,200 or whatever the hell it was. So
right.
I like it's all artificial in the sense of like, supply demand, whatever. So NBL, come on,
Yeah,
NBL.
but like ultimately, like
Yeah,
if
Jordan
that's
Moore. Thank
if that can get us engagement, right, and
you.
like that can build some excitement and get people wanting to go on the platform, I think it's great. And also,
Yeah.
ultimately, for me, finally, what's happening on the court is translating over to the
Yes.
marketplace, and it's got people watching games. I
Yeah.
love that stuff. I love it.
Yeah, and even if you're like, I'm sure it's turned some casual fans into super fans, but I also think like going back to what we were saying about like crypto into basketball, I don't think a lot of those people are watching games every night,
Right.
but I do bet they're like, oh, who won last night? Like like I do think in the same way that I honestly follow baseball until October, where it's like, oh, how did the Sox do? How did like where are we looking at the standings, right? What are the MVP odds? Stuff like that. I do think like that has had an impact, which is exciting. Okay, Real Rad Dad. Hold on. He's always dropping some alpha. He said, no easy answer because the disparity between early adopters and new users. Top Shot gave out too much supply to early adopters instead of holding some more of the Grail stuff back.
Well, this to me, I've been thinking about a lot lately, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like when NFL All Day launches,
yeah,
I'm in the 9 Live Zones, right? So I hope to get early access.
There you go.
Do you think that they're going to let me get 32 Tom Brady debuts, and they're going to let me get all kinds of legendary moments? Can you imagine if that happened? People would riot.
Yeah. Oh
So,
my
like,
God. Yeah.
I do wonder, like, if Roham is this great visionary, they were partnered with the fucking NBA for gosh sakes, and the NBA Players Association.
Yeah.
Did they not have the foresight to think this could be a pretty big product? Maybe we don't want to have a handful of people dominate and control everything. Like I do wonder,
Yeah.
like, what were they thinking about? Like, how did they let what's occurred now or the result, like what happened to be the result, and it's just so few people
right
dominating everything. How did they let this happen? Like I am kind of trying to figure out what took place. I don't get it.
I wonder if they were like, this is something we need to think about in series 3, series 4, that they were like, there's no way we blow up as quickly as they did. I mean, it still would have been a problem, but there would have been like more stuff available.
Like, but any collectibles, the first series.
No, totally.
That is always going to be the most coveted, the holy grails.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, honestly, I don't know. I don't know how they didn't see that coming.
Also that's great. They held back S1 packs. Can you imagine what they should have done? They held S1 legendaries, S1 rares for us.
Cosmics, right? Yeah.
So
I mean, and that's what we should be doing the trade tickets for. I mean, and
right,
again, it's probably. I agree with you 100%. I'm not even going to try to argue this. I think it's easy for us to armchair it, but it of what they should have done. But it was pretty simple to not let all the supply out like that because they did it right. They did it with these Series 1 packs, so it's not like they didn't think about it completely. They had a Top
right.
Shot account that was hoarding stuff. So like, why didn't we do it with the rest of the stuff?
Yeah. And again, this is why I am very strongly to like not letting those people in these S1 queues, and also like fixing the priority queue. Like I don't think I don't want to punish the early adopters and OGs, but at the same time, I want to reward.
I feel strongly about this weighted queue thing. Like that's it. I'm not saying we can exclude people. Maybe they do, but like if they're not excluding people, there's no reason why. Like, and I'll just not even talking about the early adopters. Just thinking like you and I, we get Series 1 packs. It should be a little bit harder for us to get it this next time. Maybe we still line up, but it should be harder. It should be harder. Like if someone I know, like Big Ticket in our community. 350 tickets, Deep Threat, another one. Both of those guys had tickets. They probably have over 1,000 tickets ready to go. And for them not to hit it, like that sucks if I now grind for 350 more and then spike another one. And they're like, are you kidding me? Also, Top Shot, can you please tell us what else we can use these tickets for in case you traded in 350 of your own moments and then they run out of Series 1 packs? Are these locker room tickets? Like, no, they can't be, right? You got to tell us what these are going to be for. What else can we use those?
Right. And again, it's not like they didn't have time to think about this. Mm-hmm. I mean, they mentioned the trade tickets 8 months ago.
Yeah.
Right. So like this goes back to another thing that I think about a lot. Like I think they're severely understaffed. And I think when they're trying to do NFL all day, La Liga, the Flowverse, Dapper wants to rule the world, like slow down.
Yeah.
Let's get Top Shot fixed first.
I mean, I do think that's why I think that's why we haven't seen any UFC stuff, would be my guess.
But like, I mean, I just get like I love Luke, right? I think Luke works hard. He works his ass off.
Yeah.
But like, look, he runs the entire Top Shot Discord, and he was running all the Flowverse. Like, and that was the craziest Discord I've ever seen. That's just too much, right?
That's a lot of work.
And like that, I don't know if it's coincidence, but I think it's fair to ask. We had all kinds of errors and issues with Top Shot once that started.
Yeah, I can't imagine all of that's on Dumbo's plate. Like I know there's plenty of other.
Yeah, but Mike, they never tell us. We don't know.
Yeah, but I know Dumbo's not the one writing out Mikal Bridges or Miles Bridges. You know what I mean? But you know what happens though? This is what happens. Like one thing like this happens, and then we go looking for it because we're like, what else then? What else? Like if you're gonna miss this challenge, or if you're gonna announce the information of the challenge and then delete it, and then the challenge comes out 3 hours later, and like there's 19 people who were able to stack everything. Like, come on, guys. Like, but when that happens, then we're gonna look everything else up.
Give us a fandom challenge, which is the hardest challenge to complete in the history of civilization. Like,
dude, burn the fandom stuff down. That
again, like these just goes to like some of these decisions just don't make sense to me. I'm like, and also this goes to the part Bonfire brought this up, and I think this is also a fair point. Like the people at Top Shot and Dapper, they're not collectors, so they're not experiencing what we're experiencing. So I think there's a disconnect, like, and you can see it. Like they don't sit in 5-hour queues. Yeah, they don't know what it's like to miss out on pack after legendary pack after rare pack. Like they don't know what it's like to have an account only go down for 10 months. And
they need in the same way like video game companies have testers. Like they need stuff like that. They need someone who's at least like experiencing the product. Yes. And I know there's cons to that as well, but like whatever, they can't withdraw. They're not gonna get a leg up. Like keep them in the dark, whatever. I don't care.
Right.
But you're right. It was the same issue that I think like I know OTM on the moment guys. Shout out our sponsor. Who I know they're back in those streets a little bit more, and it makes sense. Like if you're going to people for advice, you want to know what they're doing in the marketplace. You want to know how they feel about certain things. Yeah. Because like no one's gonna come watch us if we're not active in the marketplace. You know what I mean? Correct. Like they want to know what you guys are doing. So yeah, I'm with you, man. So I'm with you. Judge, listen, I got to wrap up. This has been a blast. We're going to do this again soon. And actually, I think next time we probably have to talk basketball, right?
I mean, this is what sucks, right? Like this is what part of the problem with the platform. There's so much other stuff that we have to talk about.
Yeah.
We can't even get to hoops.
We can't even get to hoops.
One day though, we'll get to hoops, and that's how we'll know we made it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I said this, I think in the Discord, I said this on stream the other day. I'm very appreciative and grateful for the amount of work that you put in, because I think like whether people agree or disagree with you or with us, having like passionate basketball people who are also passionate about the platform is just like net positive. You know, like even if they're disagreeing, it's like I at least know where you're coming from, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why I thought your thread on the Series 1 stuff was so important, even though I was like, I don't think this is going to be as big of an issue as you think, because I think like most people aren't going to do it. But I was like, this is so thoughtful, and like this is the stuff that we need, and it keeps the community going. So before we get out of here, I just want to make sure I share your Twitch information so that people can go find you. Again, I'm sure they all do. I went to Twitch. I forgot we stream on Twitch, and I was like, "What the hell just happened here?" Hold on, I'm gonna get your link real quick. And then
while you're doing that, I'll just say, I think the most important thing is that is just keep having honest, intelligent conversations, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. A lot of people have a lot of a misperception about me that I'm this angry guy, and but ultimately, end of the day, man, all I want, and the reason I do this, I want Top Shot to succeed.
Yeah,
I love basketball, and I love collecting the product, right? And I want to, all I'm trying to do, like if I have to occasionally ruffle some feathers or cages, whatever that phrase is, look, I can be the bad guy if I have to be. I don't want to be.
Yeah,
right? I don't. That's not what I want to do. But I believe there is a massive inequality in the space, and if I, I'm not trying to start class wars, and I'm not trying to do all these things people will try to accuse me of, man.
No.
All I want to do is I want to have fun. I want the product to succeed.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm fully cognizant that a lot of conversations that need to be having aren't had.
Right.
So if I can help have those conversations, that's what I want to do.
I know, and I think it's important. I think addressing issues that are out there. And I don't think you do this, but one of my biggest frustrations with people who like to say that they are raising the issues or when they like badger and are like, you know what I mean? Like going after individuals where it's like, no one's learning from that, right? You're just showing that you're being a dick, and like, that's not helpful. But when you've done this a handful of times where you'll tag Top Shot and you'll be like, guys, what's going on? And I think that, and like when you are able to put some information behind why you're sharing what you're sharing versus just like going at someone, I think it's important. I think we need that.
And I think it's important to remember that it's okay if you want to be critical of some of Top Shot's decisions. I think it's okay to give constructive criticism and feedback, right? Because ultimately, what we're trying, why are we doing that? So Top Shot can succeed. Mm-hmm. We all want we're all in this together. I know it sounds corny. Oh my God!
No, but
Jesus Christ.
That's why people are watching it. Like if it wasn't the case,
we're all so passionate because why? Because we love the product. That's why. And I think that's ultimately and I know sometimes my tone gets misperceived, the passion. Because I can get pretty engaged.
Yeah, but you're also the first to give them W's too when they get a W, and that shows that you're not just out there starting fights.
And again, Top Shot's doing a lot of great stuff still as well, and I think it still is important that we focus on those things as well, right? Mm-hmm. There's still a lot of positives to take away from the site as well, and I think it's important that we recognize that as well.
Absolutely. Everybody go follow the judge. This was, you can see him at Daniel A. Green 1 on Twitter. I shared the link to the Twitch. Dude, this was a blast. Let's do this again in a couple of weeks. Get you back on.
I got to get you back on my stream as well. And again, I always love talking to you.
You too, man.
Next time we're definitely going to talk some hoops.
Hell yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for being here, man. And let me.
All right, buddy. Thanks, Mike. Thanks,
take care.
All right, later, guys.